Three, two, one. It's the hard knock life
Welcome,
for
welcome,
us. It's the
welcome to
hard
the
knock
live,
life
to the
for
live, to
us.
the live. It is the late night live. We are live for office hours. I hope you are doing well wherever the sound of my voice finds you. It's been a rough day for me. It's been a long day for me, but I am so excited to be here tonight with you all for the first time. If you are new here, this is the community where unity is always the goal for this community, and the only tea we spill is about growth and not gossip. So if you are out there and you would like to join the community, please hit the subscribe button, like, share this content with someone who you know could really use a community that's all about growth. So tonight we're gonna go through a few local news stories. We got a lot going on in the world, you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna. I like to consider myself the guidance counselor of the School of Hard Knocks, because let's just be honest, it's a lot of you guys and girls and friends and family members out here who are not necessarily making the best of choices. You know, we can be honest here. It's Friday night. It's late. Hopefully the kids are all in bed. Hopefully you had a nice day. But yeah, some of y'all,
What?
no, you're not making good choices, and we all know it. Most of you have friends that probably,
You're the one
you
that got
know,
me into this mess in the
act and
first
sound
place. You know
something
that?
like that. So here at the guidance office here at the School of Hard Knocks, if you're gonna be out there knocking your head up against the wall, if you're gonna be out there running these streets, then you might as well get some good advice that might save you a little bit of time. So tonight we're going to start with our local news stories, and then we'll get into a little Black History Month. Happy February 1st. Of course, content disclaimer: all materials, videos, and content used during the production of this particular live belongs to the original copyright holders. Fair use is involved. Everything that we will be doing tonight is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So let's get started. All right. So first up, unfortunately, we have our friends in the Windy City who, they have unfortunate issues. They had an unfortunate to the mother. Unfortunate. Yeah, all children, even if the shootings aren't connected, that makes absolutely no. So family and friends, if you have kids, please be careful. And more important, investigate your kids. Some of you have genuinely good kids. Some of you have kids that could be doing all kinds of things. Some of you have kids that are genuinely smart. They're good students. And if you have kids who you know are capable of having a better life, then it is incumbent upon you as the parent to make sure that your kids' friends are not leading them down the wrong path. Because if you don't, then your kid will end up in a car with teens who behave like this. Listen to this. Look how bad that could have turned out. Two 15-year olds, early Sunday morning, late Saturday night, high speed chase, weapons in the car, possibly. Oh, excuse me, weapons in the car. These teens were one step away from their moms joining the Endless Tears Club. Understand when gun violence and tragedy strikes those families, those moms, those kids, it never goes away. I talked to a woman today whose mama died 11 years ago. She had a complete and utter breakdown on the anniversary of her mom's death, 11 years later. You will join the chorus of the singing, tear filled, grief stricken families if you do not pay attention to who your children are hanging out with. Let me go to book at them. You brought the attention to yourself. You blew a stop sign in the middle of the night. Stolen guns, stolen cars, repeat offenses. So let's have a discussion quickly about what repeat offenses mean. Repeat offenses show a pattern of behavior. What that means is the criminal justice system has a scale that weighs how much time you are going to get. It is commonly known as a sentencing guideline. That sentencing guideline for juveniles is often very generous because we understand that in addition to still having growing and developing brains and bodies, there is also a societal interest in giving juveniles a second chance. There is very little societal benefit for locking up a 13, 14, and 15-year-old for the next 60 to 70 years, probably at the tune, depending on where you at, from 30 to 70, $80,000 a year. State jail run you about 34. The federal prison run you anywhere $70,000, $80,000 a prison. This is what you are up against if you are not monitoring who your children are spending their time with. Those kids, if certified as adults, will probably spend quite a bit of time in an adult facility with some of the worst criminals that our society has. You need to pay attention to who your children are spending their time with. Next up, we have next up. It's just so sad. High school. High school. Again, these are teens. The American Nightmare, parent reunification. When you get a call or a text message that your child school has a reunification center set up and you need to meet there, not to pick up your child, but to get information, about whether you can pick up your child. Once Here we are. 3:14 Thursday afternoon. Listen, at some point, we are going to have a real conversation as a community. Like, what's going on? What is going on with our friends? What is going on with our kids' friends? Who are our children hanging out with? Where are we allowing our kids to go? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, next up we have Memphis. Sadly, once again, Memphis. You have allowed violence to destroy yet another family. You have allowed violence to destroy yet another member of your community. And my question is, for what? For what? Everybody's widely reporting on this one, so here we go. Lauren, and I even say this. No, we understand. We try to do this. Right, you know what's going on. Taking it as a sign to continue their brand of bullshit, and they 100% would have gone there and terrorized those people at the funeral. So now we're at a point to where if you have made choices that cost you your life, you can't even get buried. There is no reason for a family not to be able, the person is gone. Whatever offenses they have or have not committed will go unadjudicated. It is over. They're gone. We bury the dead. We don't lock them up. So for whoever is left, mostly the grieving children, somebody's 70, 80-year-old aunt, somebody's third cousin that only sees them at the family reunion, doesn't deserve a hail of bullets. Because you don't like a song, dude, man? You gonna kill innocent civilians because the person was a criminal? They paid the ultimate price already. Justice could not have extracted a greater cost for their crimes than the one they've already paid. So, how is it that we've come to a place where you can't bury the dead? So, that's my peruse around the country. Our classmates at the School of Hard Knocks who clearly reported for class today. No matter where you are, you have the ability to get out. But more importantly, where you are, you have the ability to build. You're going to walk by kids and go to that parking lot and hang out with your friends and hang out with your little crew when you guys could actually be doing some good with your lives. You could actually be doing some good in the communities right there where you are. Don't believe me? This is happening right now. Here we go. Happening right now. You want to do some good? Help these people out. Here they go. They could use some help. You got money. They don't even want new stuff. It's girls in your high rise that want to go to prom. Their mom cannot afford it. Yeah, $600. What if you got more than one kid? Thanks to the gun violence, you may be raising your niece and your nephew, so it's your child justice. Crazy. But you live in places where kids 100% could use this. And I've donated to this organization before. We have lots of formally do. Most people won't wear those dresses again. Wore it once, maybe twice to a different event, a different time. You don't wear it again. You guys sitting out there, you have the ability to help some poor mom in that community. You have the ability to do that. And there's a reason why you should. We're gonna talk about that at the end of the show. Why you should 100% be doing stuff just like this. Probably got a sister right now. Got about 4, 5 of them dresses in her closet. She ain't wearing them dresses again. This is what you really need to be doing. This right here, this could change your whole community if every single hood, every single person that's out there decided to do this for their own block. You are taking enough money from the community to do this yourself. You get a giant tractor trailer and put it on wheels and just fill it up with diapers. Once a week, y'all pull up. Now, if you want to know why this is important, I'm going on the pause the video right here and tell you why this particular methodology is actually so revolutionary important. Most food pantries, if you know anything about a food pantry, they're already pre-boxed. You have no idea what you're going to get in there. Most of those people are in a situation where they need the food. So let's be honest, they are just thankful that the community, the few organizations that do still do that, are actually able to provide some resources for them. This allows the people to actually be able to select food that works for their family. That gives dignity to those people that they can walk in. Like I said, you could do this with a giant tractor trailer where they could just walk in and pick the items that they actually need for their family. Like I say, you stand out there all day, you got all that money. We're gonna talk about why you for your community. Memphis, Atlanta, Houston, LA, Chicago, you name it. Everybody should have something like this next to your neighborhood. You do not have to go from 2 blocks from wherever y'all spend all the time in the parking lot. Sitting there hanging out with your friends to do this. You have to go more than 3 days. There is 100% a reason why you in the community where you are should be doing things like this. So, as I said earlier, it is Black History Month, and so we are going to do our quick Black History Month presentation. What amazing. Wow. So I thought that was a 110% amazing, amazing tribute to one of our living legends and living elders. And let me say something to you guys. I am currently going through the transition of one of my elders to ancestor. And I can tell you, you need to spend some time getting those stories, getting those traditions, getting those histories from those people before they transition. I am so thankful. I spent so much time talking to my grandmother, and I'm gonna tell you a lot of those stories, include the one where when she married my grandfather, um, after they were married, after they'd already like had the ceremony, ate the cake or whatever. And that was back in the 1950s when people still got married at your house or your grandmother's house or relative's house. And how my great great grandfather just gave my grandfather the unholiest of hell and blues after the wedding reception. Yeah, we're an interesting family. So spend some time with your elders getting those traditions. Spend some time with your elders finding about out about how they grew up. Um, talk to your older relatives who maybe spent time with some of your relatives that are gone and get those stories and traditions. We need first hand accounts of the real history. That is so important. And so we're going to take one last look at this short clip for our last part of our Black History Month segment. Oh, undeterred. Educators are undeterred. I'm gonna pause the video right there. Most of us don't really pay much attention to the non-verbal aspects of communication. And I know we like to believe that we are really good BS detectors when it comes to our partners. So I want all you guys and dolls out there to think about how your partner has telltale signs that their face, their hands, their voice, all of those things happen when they are lying and you know it. And when those things appear in their behavior and then they want to tell you that those things are not appearing in their behavior, it makes you angry. And that is the source of a lot of interpersonal conflicts in our home. Basically, our bodies and our faces are telling the people we are talking to we are fucking lying. And they know it, but we don't. We know we're lying. We just don't understand why they know we're lying. Because your face and your body is screaming it. And that face and that body is screaming, oh my God, this is the worst possible question I could have gotten. I don't get into all the ways in which the governor of South Carolina, you can Google it, is probably not the best person to espouse views. We wouldn't put her in charge of the social studies department. I can tell you that here at the School of Hard Knocks. She would not be on the history faculty anywhere. Um, but this space is very telling as she goes into this answer. She wasn't pausing here. She was pausing trying to figure out what God could he'd already been asked. That's a very important part of this story, and I'm gonna go ahead on and stop it right here. It says they did the work, they were paid, but it never saw the light of day. There are so many times when the people that claim to be for us, the people that claim to have our best intentions at heart, um, those people, those people are not serious people. They're just not. They're not. And one of the things I really want to address about them not being serious is the fact that it's rare that people who are so disingenuous, who are so unscrupulous as to pay someone to develop a curriculum to bury it. That's a lot. That's a lot. For you to go out of your way to spend money to develop something to bury it. And if you know anything about publishing and if you know anything about writing, most people don't. Those things are very expensive and time consuming. So why would somebody go out of all their way to pay that money and then bury it? We're gonna get into that at some point later too. But I just wanted to let you know that if you are still out there and you need help getting out, there's a link in the description for you to be able to have a private meeting with someone who can actually tell you what are the steps you need to take. Every gossip blogger that you follow right now on this app, on this site, they all tell y'all to stay out the streets. They all tell y'all, man, they killing y'all, man, we're losing our youth, we're losing our kids. Has anybody ever stopped to tell you exactly how you're going to do that? All that's on them, they grown. But did you ever stop to think that if they were fully capable of doing that without a community, without support, that it wouldn't have already happened? You really think that? You really think people are choosing to suffer in these environments because it's cool? Like you can't be serious, and we can't take you seriously if that's what you're espousing at this point. No, you're not even at the school of hard knocks. You're at the school of bad shit crazy. Period. So I want to let you all know that once a week, probably on Thursday nights, we'll be here. We've got two more short things that we are going to do before we get out of here. So let me roll that beautiful bean footage. I can't wait to see this. So here are your black I have some Sony pictures. Yeah, this is out of control. Yeah, that's how you move. Uh huh. See, that's what you need to realize. That's a lawyer, but he got his people with him. Like y'all really need to start rethinking the way y'all move. You can have your people with you almost anywhere. Y'all all move together. One unit. Stop coming to the Have a nice day. last but not least, I think this one is going to tug at our heartstrings, but I think it's going to be good. Like, I have so much to say about how beautiful it used to be once upon a time. Like, what y'all see in drill music is not what those places started out looking like. It's not. It's not who those people were. It's not who those places were. And the drugs and the crime destroyed them. That's Cabrini Green. It was a beautiful place once upon a time. And the death and the chaos and the destruction that replaced a place where people could grow and thrive and have safety, it was not done by accident. The rest is heartbreaking. He's talking to probably a 12-year-old kid. A place is the people. Like, we're gonna have a whole series about where is Black America. And if you are a people and you have no place, what does that mean? And more importantly, what does that look like for those people? Well, thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you today on the live. I'm so excited that I finally got a chance to do this. Like I said, we'll be doing this once a week on Thursdays. So if you are up late on a Thursday night, you can come hang out. We'll tell some funny stories. We'll watch a little bit of the news, find out what's going on with the fellow classmates here at the School of Hard Knocks, making all the wrong decisions that are costing them life in prison. So, as I always say here at the community, unity is the only goal of this community, and the only tea that we spill is about growth and not gossip. So have a wonderful evening, and I hope you all do incredibly, incredibly well tomorrow. That blessings chase you down and trouble never finds your door. And until next time, stay safe.